Hello everyone, welcome back to the Cupcake Jemma channel with me, Gemma. Now we have been absolutely blown away by the response to the Crumbs Doilies book, which came out last November. Thank you to all of you who have bought it. We've been particularly inspired by some of you who seem to be baking the book. There's a few of you over on Instagram who are working your way through the book, front to back, baking a recipe each week, which is absolutely incredible. We're very inspired. So we thought we'd get involved as well and invite as many of you as possible to join us. So if you want to do that, make sure you take pictures of your bakes from the book and use the hashtag Crumbs Doilies book so you can join the community of bakers. So all throughout March, we're going to be doing a recipe from each of the chapters in the book. Happily, March has 5 weeks in it, so there's 5 chapters and this works out great for everyone. The first chapter, of course, is Basics and BFFs. Now in that chapter, you'll find loads of foundational recipes which will keep popping up throughout the book in some of the bigger recipes, and they're just really wonderful things to know. And one of the things that I like to make the most is Pie Crumb, and I honestly can't believe we've never done this as a separate video. We've used Pie Crumb in lots of our bakes on this channel before, but it really deserves its own special moment because it's one of my favorites. So I'm going to start making the plain Pie Crumb because this was the first one that I ever made. It's basically like a crumbly, short crusty, nuggety, delicious thing. And it's a really great way, Pie Crumb, to add like extra crunch, extra crumble, even extra flavor to your bakes. And in the shop, we use it on so many things. We use it on our cupcakes to decorate them. We use it on our brownies. We even use it on some of our cookies for just a bit of extra something something. So it's really simple. I have a bowl here and I've got 110 grams of plain flour. I'm gonna add 20 grams of caster sugar, a good pinch of salt, and I also have 60 grams of lovely melted butter. This is also unsalted butter as per usual. And also just a teaspoon of cold water. Now you might find as you make this that you need a little bit of extra water or a little bit of extra flour, but I'll show you what to look for. So I'm starting off by just stirring it around with my little mini spatula. And once it starts to come together in a kind of shaggy nugget vibe, then you can get your hands in there, and that's why I'm wearing gloves, because I really don't like the feel of pie crumb under my fingernails. It's just not a good feel. So I'm gonna start by just rubbing the nuggets through my thumb and fingers just to break up the bigger chunks a little bit. And when it starts to become a little bit more rubbly, I'm gonna get my hands in almost like 2 combs and kind of shuffle them through, breaking up any big nuggets as I go. I like to scoop and shuffle, scoop and shuffle, scoop and shuffle until I have a kind of very rubbly consistency. And when you're happy with the size of your nuggets and you've got some big ones that you don't want them any bigger than like an edamame bean, for example, and you've got some small ones, a bit more like sesame seeds perhaps, then you can bake them. So I've got my oven preheated to 170 degrees C, and I'm gonna bake them on a baking tray for about 10 to 12 minutes, and I'm gonna spread them all out so they're all over the baking sheet and they're as separate as possible. And your pie crumb needs to be baked at 170 degrees C for 10 to 12 minutes. What you're looking for is for them to be slightly golden around the edges. If you see them halfway through and they look like they're kind of melting together, just get in there and shuffle them about a little bit to unstick them. But 10 or 12 minutes and they should be just right. This is exactly as I like my pie crumb to be, all kind of round and nuggety and cute, and really ready for me to either nibble or pop on a bake. So in the book, there are actually quite a few different flavors of pie crumb, and I'm gonna show you 2 more of my favorites. One is chocolate pie crumb and the other is birthday cake pie crumb. It's quite a mouthful, literally. So to start with, I'm going to make the chocolate pie crumb. And for that, you're going to need 60 grams of plain flour, 50 grams of cocoa powder, 60 grams of caster sugar, and a good pinch of salt. Then add 20 grams of unsalted melted butter, 20 grams of vegetable oil, and a teaspoon of cold water. And then just in the same way, stir that around with a spoon or a small spatula, and when it starts to come together into shaggy big nuggets, get your hands in there and do exactly the same thing. So scoop it up with your fingers, break apart any big nuggets as you go. Keep scooping and letting it fall through your fingers so that you end up with lovely, round, different sized nuggets. For the birthday cake crumb, you're going to need 110 grams of plain flour, a good pinch of sea salt, 20 grams of caster sugar, 10 grams of light, soft brown sugar, 40 grams of unsalted butter, which is melted, 15 grams of vegetable oil, half a teaspoon of vanilla extract for that birthday cake feel, and a teaspoon of cold water. And last but not least, 10 grams of really colourful sprinkles. Then just stir this around as usual with a spoon or a spatula until you get lovely chunky nuggets, and then get your hands in there. And this is a really fun one to get your hands in for because of all those lovely colourful sprinkles. Make sure you work those nuggets, get them really nice and round with a lovely variation of sizes, and then you're ready to bake. It's taking all my willpower not to just grab all of these nuggets and just shove them in my face. I love pie crumb. I don't know if you've heard, but it's my fave. I am obsessed. So I hope you become as obsessed as I am with pie crumb, and make sure you upload all your pictures and your videos to Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, whatever you like, but make sure you use the hashtag Crumbs and Doilies book so that everyone can join in this month baking the book. If you haven't already got the book, you can get it from all major booksellers and also cupcakejemma.com. And if you get it from our website, you also get a handy bookmark which has little tokens that you can use in our shop for cookies and cupcakes. So bonus for you there. I'll be back next week with the cupcake chapter, and we're going to be doing the breakfast bowl cupcakes. It's one of my faves. It's really fresh, really delicious. So if you're not already following us on Instagram, head over there and follow us for the heads up on what ingredients you'll need. And yeah, I'm looking forward to baking along with you. Until next time, guys, I guess. I'm just going to have to eat all these bits of pie crumb. Just a top tip, if you have ice cream and you have pie crumb, get ready to elevate that ice cream of an evening. I'll see you next time. Yummy. Which one next? Oh, chocolate. Oh, birthday cake. That's a lot of pie crumb in my mouth.